Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of July 7-11 suggest some awkward moments during Andre Richardson's and Ashley Morgan's first date. Plus, Catherine "Cat" Richardson will sabotage Eva Thomas, so it's time to talk about what will go down over the next 5 days in Fairmont Crest. First off, fans who wanted to see Ashley and Andre get together got rather excited during the week of June 23 to 27, when the two flirty friends agreed to head out of the friends zone and try romance. Now that Ashley is single, she's ready to mingle, and the first eligible bachelor on her radar is Andre. The two will go out during the week of July 7th. However, BTG spoilers warn their date could end in disappointment. Not only will they have an awkward encounter with Derek still, Danny may prove to be more of a problem than Derek, as a preview clip shows the former model having a meltdown as she sees Andre and Ashley holding hands at the bar. Added teasers imply she'll get rather territorial where Andre is concerned, so Ashley had better what out. The sting of Bill Hamilton choosing a younger woman in Haley Hamilton still hurts, and Danny will likely feel betrayed seeing her side piece with the cute nurse. What happens next, and how will Ashley feel when she finds out about Andre's fling with Danny? With that said, Danny's drama will continue as her ex-husband and his child bride have a request. From the sounds of it, Danny will shoot them down instantly, so the next 5 days will prove to be an uphill battle for the woman. In other Danny news, her BFF Pamela Curtis, across town, Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of July 7th, indicate Joey Armstrong will get some good news, bad news from his right-hand man, Randy Parker. The good news is one problem will be solved, but the bad news is another will surface. The last BTG viewers saw Randy. He was pointing a gun directly at Kenneth. Did he end up shooting the busboy? And what exactly goes wrong? Meanwhile, the even worse news for Joey is that Vanessa McBride will issue an ultimatum. Is this about their business or personal relationship? It might be about both. Elsewhere, Martin Richardson's world will continue to be chaotic. His hubby, Bradley "Smitty" Smith, will be relentless with his investigation around Detective Marcel Malone. Unfortunately, it sounds like he'll cross some lines to get more information, which will upset Police Chief Elon Hawthorne. From the looks of it, Smitty will earn a new enemy in the form of Elon, so this will not be good for the investigative reporter. Elon isn't only the head honcho at the police station, he also happens to be Jacob Hawthorne's dad. So could Jacob face any repercussions due to Smitty's actions? He is helping his cousin-in-law get to the bottom of Malone's shadiness and Martin's big secret. Speaking of, Smitty will share some information that he's found with Jacob next week, and it sounds like he's found a link between Malone and Vernon Dupree. From the looks of it, this intel could trigger a dark memory from Jacob's childhood where his dad is concerned. What could this be about? Back to Martin. He'll completely get caught off guard when he discovers something his son, Tyrell Richardson, is up to. As such, he'll place the teen on lockdown. By the time the Friday, July 11th episode rolls around, Martin will cross a line to protect his family. Fans have seen Martin get low-key violent at times, and his secret seems to be linked to this emotion. Could Martin do something he regrets? Again? Over to Martin's cousin, Chelsea Hamilton, her ex-girlfriend, Allison. Re-entering her orbit will cause issues for her and her current gal pal, Dr. Madison Montgomery. Allison talked about regrets of breaking up and her controlling husband when they ran into each other during the June 27th show, so if Chelsea tries to help Allison, this could turn Madison off. By the time the weekend hits, Madison will start to doubt her relationship with Chelsea, so Chelsea better watch her step and keep her eye on the prize. But will she? Next week, Kat will continue to train Eva in her new role at their father's, Ted Richardson office, and while doing so, she'll set a trap for her sister. Sadly, Ted thought the two might bond in this situation, but it sounds like it'll only drive them further apart. Finally, Nicole Richardson will reach the end of her rope where Leslie Thomas is concerned. If Nicole does something awful to Leslie, would anyone blame the woman at this point, right? Beyond the Gates spoilers. Remind fans that Leslie knows how to push everyone's buttons, and if she runs into Nicole, she may try and poke the bear. Still, things could get ugly between these two if Leslie decides to continue to play these childish games. So how will Nicole lash back? After a week of reruns, Beyond the Gates is back with fresh new episodes. Buckle up, as two devious divas are about to form a dastardly duo. Smitty continues rocking the boat, and things could turn deadly for those who have crossed Joey. Plus, Danny's unable to control her temper in the latest preview for CBS' newest soap. Leslie takes a meeting with her friend Haley and wonders how they can help each other. Nothing good can come of Fairmont Crest's two biggest schemers coming together. Not giving up on his leads, Smitty reveals to Jacob that his investigative sleuthing has dug up another surprising connection to the dirty cop Malone. Just how deep does the corruption in this town run? And it all seems to go back to that one fateful night and Martin's dark secret. Vernon seems to be in another world when Danny snaps him out of a trance, and she wonders if what has him troubled involves Martin. Give the lady an award for being on the right track. Soon, Martin's secret will be the worst-kept one in town. In a panic, Nicole calls Jacob from the hospital and tells him that he needs to come quickly, as it's an emergency. Is this connected to the corruption at the police department or something else? Doug walks in on a serious situation involving Joey and a gun. And later, he and Vanessa get an eye-opener about their pal Joey and just how dangerous he can be. They may be half-sisters, but Ava and Kat still can't stand one another, and working together isn't making their situation any easier. Finally, Danny loses it when Andre takes Ashley out on a date. They better hope Danny isn't armed and ready to aim at them like she did Bill and Haley at their wedding. Be sure to read the Beyond the Gates spoilers to find out what is next for Anita and the Articulades. Beyond the Gates spoilers imply that Catherine "Cat" Richardson recently gave Tomas "Tom" Navarro the green light for activities in the bedroom. As she's never been intimate with a guy before, she wanted to wait. But seeing as Tom passed the patience and loyalty test, she's now ready to hit the sheets. Still, just as they were about to do the deed this past week, Tom halted things. Will these two get busy? Or could Kat's half-sister, Eva Thomas, score alone time with the cute lawyer before she does? Kat may have been worried, yet, along with fans, that Tom had eyes for both her and Eva. However, he proved himself to be a decent guy recently when Eva tried to reach in for a kiss, and Tom set her straight. He relayed that he enjoyed their friendship, but his heart belonged to Kat. Eva was disappointed, but it doesn't look like she's ready to give up on the idea of some romance with Tom. She'll likely continue to pursue Tom and potentially use their friendship as a vessel to get closer and closer to him. But can she pull off seducing him before her sister does? During the week of June 23rd to 27th, Kat was more than ready to do the deed with Tomas. But he stopped her. It turns out that Kat's virginity was an admirable quality, but also a scary step for Tom, and some added pressure on the attorney. He isn't ready to dive into an intimate relationship, so it looks like both of them will have to wait a little longer where bedroom activities are concerned. With that said, could Eva and Tom end up getting busy before Kat and Tom do? Will the two get caught up in a moment? Tom definitely has feelings for Eva. If he didn't, he'd have cut her loose a long time ago. Could the two end up having too many drinks and then a wild night together? How betrayed would Kat feel, especially in light of her pressing the button to move to the next step in their romance, and Tom declining? Will Tom end up doing the deed with Eva rather than Kat? Comment below. Check out the popular CBS soap daily for your dose of Fairmont Crest drama, and visit the site often for the most up-to-date Beyond the Gates news and spoilers. On Beyond the Gate, Bill and Haley's wedding abruptly ended with an objection and a gunshot. But it may not have ended that way if it wasn't for Bill's cold, cruel words to Danny. We just finished watching the rescreening of Premiere Week on Beyond the Gates, and it culminated in a wedding accessorized by the smell of gunpowder and brass. Danny took matters into her own hands to stop the nuptials. Danny had been out of control all week, but shooting up a wedding? How did we get there? Read along to see just what became the final straw that broke a woman. When the officiator of Bill's and Haley's wedding asked if there was anyone who objected to their union to speak now or forever hold their peace, Danny was right in saying she objected, and strongly. Danny immediately reached into her purse for a handgun, pointed it at Haley at the altar, and pulled the trigger. Now, it's luck, good or bad, that is up for debate among fans and viewers. But Haley was unharmed and only scared, not scarred. Danny's aim was off, whether that was by design or the recoil. But why did Danny feel that was the only way to get through her grief? Bill pushed her over the edge. On the day of the wedding, Danny sought out Bill. Her mission was to compel Bill to think clearly, stop this farce of a wedding, and come back home to her. Danny found Bill in his hotel room and attempted to convince her ex that the love they once shared was enough to get them through anything. She begged him not to go through with the wedding to Haley, pleading, "Just come home to me, Bill, please." Bill smiled and began reminiscing about the good times, including the story of how they met at a party. As soon as Danny entered, everyone else just faded out. Bill described it as if everyone else wasn't there, and it was only Danny he could see. "Beautiful, exquisite Danny," Bill said, as he stroked the side of her cheek with his hand. At these words, Danny melted and broke out into a smile. Bill described the Danny he saw, right down to the way she walked. Tall, proud, and strong. Bill painted the picture, but then, in a cruel stroke, cut Danny down. "This desperation," Bill said. "Where is that pride now?" He scolded Danny to show some grace, and that was where he had gone too far. It was at these cruel words that Danny formed a plan to make Bill rue the day he put her through any of the pain she was in. But mocking her was what pushed Danny over the edge. If it weren't for this conversation in the hotel room, Danny probably wouldn't have considered taking a loaded gun to the wedding. Just having all of the guests show up in black probably would have been enough to satisfy her.